and at the top right position, spawning as the green Terran, is going to be our play, or Gargoyle, as you said.
And then we have in the 5 o'clock position, we do have the brown Zerg, Ty2.
Alright, and we are in the round of 16 now, guys. Again, another best of 3. And yeah, should be a very interesting TvZ. I'm glad Ty2 has decided to play in these. Initially, he actually wasn't sure.
Yeah, because he was actually going to referee, wasn't he, for us last week? But he was like, oh no, actually I want to play, so that's cool.
Yep.
The more players, the better, and obviously anyone watching, there is going to be another one next Saturday, I believe, so if you do like the look of what you're seeing and you want to give it a try, have a lot of fun, just sign up, open to absolutely everyone. That
is 100% correct, and a big thanks to Liquipedia for sponsoring this series of tournaments. It's a very nice $200 prize pool for each tournament, with the winner taking home $100, so some sweet monies in it for you as well, if you can make it that far, although there will be some pretty serious competition. A lot of Gosus coming out of the woodwork to participate in these.
Yeah, there's a lot of old school players that have come back. I mean, as you saw, Machine did sign up. He did forget to check in, from what we can tell.
Yeah.
But I believe this would be the first tournament the Machine has actually signed up for, so kind of crazy.
Yeah, I know he's been streaming a little bit recently as well. So it's pretty cool to see him sign up for this, and hopefully he will sign up as well next week and remember to check in, and we can see some awesome Machine action. I'm not quite sure if he's back to his old form yet. Interestingly, we have 2 racks opening here from our play. I assume this is the first game, isn't it?
It is, yeah, I believe. Yeah, because Faust. Not Faust. I think Ty2 only just won his game, so... Okay. I mean, 2 racks, maybe he's going 2 racks expand. He could go 2 racks academy as well, but 2 racks expand is a little bit safer on this map. It is a little bit harder given the fact that there's no sort of ramp or anything to actually hold off early link pressure. Huh. So it could just be for a little bit of defense. I mean, it's also popular to do aggression here as well.
Yeah, because I always thought 2 racks expand is just if you're like super scared and you don't really know what you're doing. But actually, it is going to be aggression. He's going to block the natural choke here, the main to natural choke with a depot. That is drone tight, and he's going to bunker rush, I think, this natural hatchery. I was going to say, in response to your point about being defensive with the 2 racks, like with the 1 racks expand, if you see Zerglings coming, you can actually build a depot there to block anyway and just block it with an SCV. Whereas this is actually completely offensive. Is he bringing a second SCV though? He isn't. He's bringing the Marine, and actually it's a fake, Kicks. It's a fake. He's pulling back.
Yeah, the Marine's going back. He's now adding his gas though. So it is going to be 2 racks academy, I think.
Wait, it finished. He let it finish.
He can repair it as well, though. Not with that SCV. That SCV's only got 5 health, and I mean, Ty2's drone micro is actually pretty good. Managing to get the moving shots, so he's going to be able to kill this. Look at that.
Surely that was a mistake to let it finish. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought you were supposed to cancel this. You know what? Maybe he didn't realize how close it was to finishing because it was getting so damaged. So he was just like, oh no, I have to make sure I repair it so that it doesn't die so quickly. And then he's like, wait, oh my god, it's actually finished. Oh,
yeah,
man.
that happens so many times. It's happened to me a lot, and it just feels so bad when it does. But it's an easy mistake to make because where the buildings are getting damaged, you just look at the health and you're like, oh, it's barely even halfway through, and then it just finishes and it dies immediately because it's burning down. So, okay, that's a bit of a problem. But look at this, he's sending another SCV scout out. He's going to be able to see the number of lings, and he'll also see this creep colony. Ty2 not overreacting to the fact he sees no expansion yet. But look at this, he's actually going to manage to get a ling into the main, I think.
Whoa, the sneaky Ling runaround here, completely bamboozling these Marines and getting into the main. Looks like, our play is looking for this Overlord. Oh, it's running too far down. He's got to make sure it stays on the high ground, that division. But no, looks like the Marines are not going to risk moving all the way out. But the medics are out, Kicks, and I guess that's going to be the time to go for an attack.
Yeah, he should have Stim finishing up soon as well. He has enough gas now to go straight into range. We're likely going to see him add a couple of firebats on here, I would imagine. Firebat heroes are a good choice, but no, we do see 2 Marines first.
Oh man, this
looks like he is just going to play it defensively. He's going to take this base. He's not going to go for sunken buffs.
Maybe he realizes that Ty2 should get enough Sunkens to defend it, so there isn't that much point. Man, I can't believe that Overlord survived and the Zergling also survived with 1 hit left from an SCV. But the Firebats are out, and it looks like he might be going now. He might actually be going.
This may be a little bit too late though. It is a good way of forcing more Sunkens, but he'll need a lot more medics to actually break through this. I think you need about at least a medic per Sunken.
Yep.
And he only has two medics and 2 Firebats right now. And I mean, this Ling is still in the main. He actually delayed his range a little bit. He does have a scan though, and he does see just how much defense is there. Now, is he going to commit to this? I don't think he will.
This freaking Zergling is being so annoying. Killed that SCV, making a depot, but here we go, Kix. Let's see. As you said, you know, it's supposed to be 1 medic per Sunken, so it's very unlikely that this will actually work. There's also some Lings at the back getting ready to just bait the attack in. This is not a good idea. Arboy's going for it. The Lings are coming in. The Firebats, are they in position to actually kill these Lings? He's got to be careful. The Firebats actually taking a lot of damage. Wait a minute. He might actually break through here. 1 Sunken is down. 2 Sunkens are down. Wait a minute, Kix. This isn't supposed to happen this way. He needed more Zerglings. Ty2 could just be dead right here. He's going for the last Sunken colony. The Firebat is dead, but the Marines are alive. Oh my god, I cannot believe that that actually worked.
Yeah, the target firing on the Marines was pretty incredible there, and the Firebats were soaking up so much damage from the Sunkens. They do start with a base 1 armor, so that helped him a lot. And look, he's only now got the Lings, but he should be able to clean up these Marines. Although it looks like he's just going to go for a counterattack.
Oh my, I can't believe that actually worked, given how long he waited for that. Like, Ty2 had all the time in the world to actually respond. Although, having said that, Outplay did move out earlier and push the scouting Overlord away, so he couldn't see the move out anymore. And maybe that helped a lot. And I guess he doesn't want to go here, because look at this, the medic wall in front of the Marines is going to make it really hard for the Lynx to actually do anything. Lynx speed finishes, he's going into the main base, there's a Firebat there with some medics. The Firebat stims in, a second Firebat is out. Going for the good old mass Firebat strategy. Nice surround on the Marines, but with the second Firebat, the Lynx can't do anything anymore. And he's going in now. Can he actually get the Marines?
There's so many Lings, and he does save his hatchery at least.
Yeah, the crucial thing was that the medics there were out of energy, so they couldn't heal anymore, which allowed the Lynx to actually finish them off. So close save there by Ty2, but I think he's still massively behind.
Oh, he gets in! He's got in with a oh my god, there's another Firebat, so and they don't fire! There's so many Lings in his main base now.
Wow, that is indeed 5 Speedlings, but 4 Firebats chasing him around. The Lynx are so scared.
There's no defense at the front anymore, and another group of Lings move in. They're on the SCVs right now.
Wait a minute, he's stopping the barracks production as well. Ty2, he could be doing it.
He's killing the turret, the natural as well, and his Spire has finished. The Mutalists are now flying in. And there's very little anti-air. There's only 2 Marines.
Oh my god, the Mutas are coming in. 5 Mutalists are going to stop this extra barracks. If you can stop the barracks, the Marines won't be able to produce that quickly. He picks up one of the Marines. There's 4 Marines left and a medic. Can he actually kill them off? Ty2, can he make the insane comeback? He's forced the lift off from the natural. Outplay is abandoning his natural expansion. He cannot even finish his 3rd barracks. The Lynx are just trying to camp here to pick off units as they spawn. Where's the Mutamicro? Where's the Mutamicro?
Honestly, I don't think he actually needs it. He could probably aim through this, but there is 3 medics there now, so that's going to make it a lot harder. There we go. We do see the Mutamicro coming in. It'd be really good for him to actually snipe the Firebats now. One of them is really close to dead. He does kill one there. And it looks like Outplay is going to try and move his command center back a little bit too soon. He doesn't have enough units to break back out of his base.
Indeed, he does not. But Ty2 losing control of his units a little bit, sending a few Lynx to their death for no real reason into the barracks.
Ty2, I think, has rallied a drone up here, but yeah, he has only just now noticed it. I was going to say, if he builds some kind of mana hatchery, that would be completely insane.
Yeah, a little bit too early for that, I think. Although it's definitely a good idea. Definitely a big fan of the good old manor hatches. And this command center is like looking for somewhere to go. Okay, he's just gonna land in the main base in order to make SCVs, I guess. The good old double command center in one base strat. And look at this, the Mute is forcing the barracks up.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy that was even allowed to happen. I think he has enough Marines so he can actually stem up to this. I'm not sure why he isn't. He'd rather give up some of his production to get across there. Maybe he's waiting for +1 to finish.
Yeah, I guess he's just scared that if he moves out too far away from the protection of the turrets, like a whole bunch of Lings will run in underneath the Mutas and just kill everything. So he doesn't, because I think he feels that Ty2 is kind of maybe all in on this attack, so he figures he just needs to defend because he knows he killed like 1 billion drones. But the thing is, Ty2 remade so many drones, his natural is actually well saturated again. So even though he's got no third, he's actually switched into lurkers. By the way, he's only got 1 guy on the natural gas. I think Ty2. I think he just put a couple more guys on the so that's probably intentional. And now that he's got all his drones reproduced, he can actually start mining again. So we're actually at low eco pretty much. One base Terran against 2 base Zerg. Whew.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing going for Ty2 at the moment is he keeps picking off Firebats, and that's going to be a very good unit for him to kill, given the fact his Lings are going to move in at some point. And it looks like he's going to try and go in and break this, but I think he needs to pull his mutants back now, and he does.
Yeah, +1 attack is finished, so you can really see those Marines shred through the Mutalisks, and the command center is finally moving down again, but a drone also moving to the top left to take that third. So we're kind of getting back to a very normal mid-game situation here with the Zerg trying to get his third base up, the Lurker is on the way, the Muta is still flying around being annoying. Looks like the commander actually going back. He's going for the stim to forward. There's no Sunkuns here. There is the scan. The Lurkers are not done yet. Are they going to be done in time? It's going to be incredibly close, and there's only 2 of them. Where'd the mutas go? Oh my god, they're in the base.
The mutas are in the main, yeah, they're trying to kill as many SCVs as they can. I think he actually just hold position over the mineral line there. But look at the amount of Lings that are running into his main as well. It looks like one of the lurkers did finish. He tries to use an overlord to block it, but doesn't do it in time. This stim attack, there's only 5 Marines left with 4 medics, so he should be able to hold this off.
The drones are coming off the line. The Mutaling is all over the barracks. The bunker's not going to finish. There's still 5 Marines dealing massive damage, killing all the drones. The 2 lurkers were not enough to actually stop this attack. The Mutas are coming home now, and our play has actually held off everything at his main base. He might actually want to snipe this hatchery. He can potentially snipe the hatchery, but he's just running in to try and kill as many drones as possible. I really think he should snipe the hatchery, but no, he's going into the main base, but the Mutas are going to come back and pick him off. But what an insane turnaround. What an insane game this is! Gigs, what is happening?
Oh, he's going to finally clean this up in his main, but I mean, Gargoyle hasn't lost too much in his main yet himself. He's actually leaving that bunker unfinished. I'm not sure if he's keeping that just in case. But yeah, there we go. He cancels it now. It looks like Ty2 is going to go back on the aggressive. In all of this, Ty2 never actually built the 3rd hatchery over at the 10 o'clock. So Ty2 is still very, very low econ. He lost most of his drones to his natural. He did have a lot at his main though. He's actually rebuilt a lot of drones once again, and he can actually set up a lurker contain here, which is going to be very, very hard for Gargoyle to break.
But he does have the turret and the bunker finished, so Ty2 can't actually move in to attack with the lurkers. Just gonna have to use the mutas yet again to try and get some of that eco damage in. But what a freaking crazy game. He's always gonna get a medic, very crucial pick off there, taking down one of those juicy medics. Meanwhile though, the first science vessel is on the way, and once that irradiate comes out, that is gonna completely shut down these mutas, although he's gotta pay attention. Almost losing another one here, still no sign of this 3rd base on the left side. As you said, he's re-droned a little bit, but still, Ty2 I think is now in bad shape. Actually though, the Defiler Mount is already finished. Huh.
Yeah, if he can get a Defiler up here, this is going to be incredibly difficult for Outplay to hold it off even with Irradiate. He'll need to use the Irradiate on, or he'll likely use his Irradiate on the first Muta. I'm not sure where he's been scanning. I've not kept a good eye on that, but as you say, the Hive is finished, the Defiler Mount is finished, and it looks like Ty2 is just going to continue to try and set up a bigger contain outside of this front. And still no 3rd hatchery yet, or 4th hatchery at the 3rd base. That drone's been waiting there a long time.
Yeah, I guess he's just been spending all of his money on units, really, and just trying to make sure that he doesn't fall behind. There's the scan, gonna see the finished Defiler Mount. And as you say, that's really a troublesome thing to deal with. I mean, he has 1 vessel with 1 Irradiate. Probably wants to use that on the Mutaflock, but might need to save it for the Lurkers and or Defiler. Look at the minimap. I love that little Ling vision patrolling going on at the top left side. More Firebats coming out. Presumably, is that siege? I guess that's siege mode coming out as well from the factory. So our play really stabilizing, but finally we have the 3rd base kicks. It's super late.
It is. I mean, we do see the first tank as well. He did use the first 2 Irradiates on Lurkers, so 2 of the Lurkers have died. Oh my god! He erases one of his own Lurkers! So the Lurker died for no reason. He's actually losing Lings as well. I think he lost control of that there. And now this is going to give Gargoyle the chance to move out.
Wait, the vessels, they're actually gonna get picked off by mutas. He actually remade mutas. There's so many fire bats here on the ground. They can actually do damage on the swarm. The swarm does nothing. There's no units under the swarm. There's a lot of mutas. Wait a minute. There's no sunkens and there's no lurkers.
Yeah, he has no defense back at home. He's only building lings. Oh, but Gargoyle actually made a big mistake there. He was just moving forward, and all his fire bats actually got taken out by mutas there. He only saved 3 of them. So this is going to make his lings even stronger.
I cannot believe Ty2 was able to kill 2 science vessels without any skirt, with just mutas attacking them. You know how much HP freaking science vessels have? How many muta shots it actually takes to kill them? That's pretty crazy. And our play is kind of like... I thought this attack could have potentially killed Ty2, but he's actually lost a lot of units, and now Ty2 has a lot of lurkers again. He's got another defiler. He's still got plenty of mutas. There's 1 irradiate available, and only 1. And here we go. Where's the irradiate gonna fall? It's gonna be on the back muta, not the best muta. Definitely not the best muta.
He erased all the marines. That was clever. One thing to note though is the upgrades are heavily in favor of our play now. He is 1-1 and Ty2 does not have a single upgrade across all of his units. Only +1 carapace, only now just finishing. But look at this, he has 3 lurkers and all these lings, but they're all dying to this 1 firebat.
Dude, Ty2 also, yet again, did 2 swarms with no units underneath them to actually benefit from the Dark Swarm. Everything died outside of the swarm. But finally, we do have a Nidus Canal on the way, getting ready. There's a drop, though, in the back of the main. 2 fire bats in this drop, 3 fire bats, and no medics. He could roast a lot of drones right now. Is Ty2 paying attention? The mutas are coming in. I think he needs to run.
Yeah, he's going to try and get his drones out, but they all stack up. Firebats doing so much damage there to the drone line, and he's going to try and target down the spire. Can he get him before the links come back? Looks like he will.
Seaball! Firebats don't do much damage to buildings! The last flame kills the spire! The literal last spurt of flame from the dying Firebat's breath takes down the spire.
Oh, and Ty2's going to lose two overlords here for free in the middle of the map. They must have floated there over a long period through the rally point. And it looks like our play will load up this dropship again and likely go back.
Oh my god. I think our play is now taking control. Look at the supply difference. It was even supply for a very long time. Now our play with a 30 supply lead, more than a 30 supply lead, getting his 3rd base. Luckily for Ty2 though, he was able to get his 3rd up without getting attacked, which means the Nidus Canal has actually finished and he will be able to protect that base, rebuilding the spire in his main. What's he actually doing now? A few lurkers and lings heading to the top side, but I'm not sure what they're actually supposed to do over there. Meanwhile, a long train of marines coming down to the natural yet again. There's very few units here, Kicks.
Yeah, and there's no sunken still. He hasn't really been able to afford to build them. And I mean, a Ling will see this. Is he going to have the units back? Look how many units are just patrolling around in Ty2's main and not his front, trying to defend against the drop. There is now coming in. Can the Scourge get it? Does not look like they will. They're on patrol in the wrong direction. So this drop's going to come in, and there's so many units at his front.
Oh,
and he loses finally that natural hatchery that has been on like sub 300 health this entire time. And the Hydra Sten is going to go down as well. And look at the Spire positioning. It's right where the army is. That's so unfortunate. Looks like he's trying to go for a counter-attack, but I don't think there's going to be enough. There are so many fire bats up here. Oh my god, they
2-1 upgrades. 2-1 upgrades as well for the Medic Marine. And GG from Ty2. He cannot hold on any longer after a crazy back and forth game. Our play closes it out and goes up 1-0 in the series. Spawning here at the left side as the red Zerg, we will have Mr. Ty2, who is down in this series.
And we do have on the right side our Terran hero from the first game, coming back from the brink of destruction multiple times. Our play, aka Gargoyle.
Good stuff here, Kicks. I mean, we saw a pretty crazy PvZ on this map already today. Maybe we can see a crazy TvZ again from these 2 players. Looks like nothing out of the ordinary yet, but last game it was a two barracks opening. Surely he's not going to do that on Crossing Field.
It would be very, very risky to do, but then again, there's not really too many places you can defend with a lot of Sunkens early on unless you take this front base straight away. And even then, it's very open. So two racks could actually break up the ramp. It looks like Ty2 is going to send a drone scout as well, interestingly enough. It is a 2-player map. He knows where his opponent spawns, but he may just be checking for proxies with this.
Yeah, I think it's pretty standard to do a drone scout with your 12 hatch. Sometimes you'll see the drone scout come out at the same time as the hatchery drone. In this case, he sent it a little bit earlier, just to you know, as you say, make sure his opponent isn't doing anything crazy because it is a 2-player map. But no, indeed, there is nothing happening. Let's see if you're going to see this. Wait a minute, is he going to 14cc?
Our player's going 14cc, yeah. It is
Oh
a very
my.
popular build on this map. And, I mean, this is so risky to do against Ty2. Ty2 is not adverse to 4-pooling. In one of my previous tournaments I hosted, the Shinhan Tank Pro League, he was playing as Go Rush, and in the OSL that I did, he played against Boxer in the final who was Radley, and I'm fairly certain 3 games in a row he 4 or 9 pulled. It was kind of crazy.
He's going 3 hatch before pool though, Kicks. Look at this. It's the eco madness. 3 hatch before pool against the 14cc. Who is gonna win this game of who's gonna lose the game of chicken and build a military building first? It looks like it is gonna be Gargoyle going for that barracks. Still no spawning pool for Ty2. He's going back up to 14 supply. When is he actually gonna make the pool here?
Well, look at Ty2, he's just been harassing this SCV constantly. He doesn't manage to get it at least for Gargoyle. Gargoyle is actually opting to go into his gas as well. Now, one build that seems to be quite popular on this map is actually Volcanic, so it'll be interesting to see if we will see an early factory with a Vulture.
Oh, SCV in the middle line? Not quite. Yes, I mean, I know Volcanic is your favorite build, Kicks, so if he does go it, you can tell us all about the ins and outs of what he should be doing. But in the meantime, I guess we'll have to see here. Looks like there is the transfer to the natural. Or I guess, I don't know, that's not really the natural, right? The natural will be the front base. I guess that's like the back protected natural. Not really sure what exactly to call that. But I don't see an engineering base, so it could indeed be the factory, as you say.
Yeah, he's saving up for 200, 100. Watch this. There's going to be a factory. Nope, maybe not. I guess he just doesn't want to spend his gas.
Wait. What about this, Cakes? 3 command center, 1 barracks.
Oh, he's proxy factorying.
Oh, sneaky.
Now, this is an interesting choice. Now, there is a really weird thing you can do where you can actually float the factory over, and if they don't have vision in the right place, you can hide it and then build vultures, but that would be incredibly risky. I think it's more likely we may see a proxy starport as well coming from Gargoyle. Not a bad build choice to A, on this map, and B, when you're up in a best of 3.
Dude, he's definitely gonna lift it, right? I mean, come on, he built it right there. You gotta lift it. You gotta go man mode and actually lift it off. Oh, there's an overlord going there, though. Ty2 suspicious. He's sending an overlord just to make sure. He knows the danger. Oh, no, alright, no, never mind. Abort. Do not lift. I repeat, do not lift the factory. It's not gonna work.
The only place he can land it is just above the ramp, which conveniently isn't in vision, but if he sends any drones whatsoever to his natural, he'll see it. Well, his back natural anyway.
And it is going to get spotted now. He could potentially just try and land it and build a Vulture anyway. Vultures build pretty fast, and Ty2 might not get Zerglings out in time.
Ty2 still doesn't actually have any Zerglings, funnily enough. He has 2 at the front of Outplay's base. Just checking for the 3rd base, but look at this, he just doesn't care. He's actually going for a starport back at home. I mean, this factory, it could get a Vulture out, it may not. More than likely not at this point. But he can still try and do at least a little bit of damage.
I mean, he's building it. He's going to try. And now Ty2 can try and wall this in by making a line of Zerglings vertically, or possibly including the drones. Because he doesn't have time to wait for Zerglings. He's going to use the drones to actually trap this Vulture. Can the Vulture actually get out? And there's the lift! It actually lifts and gets out! Oh my god, this could be devastating!
One Vulture can actually win a game at TvZ. How good is Gargoyle's micro? And not only that, oh no, unlucky, he did mess that up a little bit. Gets it trapped by the Lings, loses it. But the important story is here, he's actually going for a control tower and the armory. Has he got an engineering bay yet? Doesn't look like it. Kind of an interesting choice, knowing that Mugos could be a problem. I mean, he did scout the lair at least. I'm not sure if he saw the spire, but he should really be lifting this factory right now, but he's trying to get another Vulture. I'm not sure I agree with this. No, he does cancel. There we go.
He was definitely building one, but yeah, decided probably wouldn't do anything. And it looks like your predictions have been spot on, Kicks. More barracks are actually. Wait a minute. Yeah, more barracks are on the way, but
And an engineering bay.
Huh.
Now, interestingly, going for Valkyries in this position aren't the best choice. Realistically, you only want to build the Valkyries against 2 Hatch Muta, but it will give him the edge, at least with not needing to build as many turrets. He does have his 2 base to build. There is the first Valkyrie. Is he going to go into Vessels now, or is he just going to focus on this Valkyrie bio style? I guess we'll find out.
Well, it seems that he is going to, for the time being, maybe just go for some kind of sick timing attack and try and kill Ty2 before the lurkers are ready. The hydrogen is finished. The Queen's Nest is about to pop as well. The mutas are just chilling in the middle for a second here, just to group up here. Gonna have that full complement of 9 mutas, and how much can he actually do? Can he actually pick off the Valkyrie? With only 1 Valkyrie, it is potentially possible to actually just snipe this straight away, but with the Marines underneath, it'll be very, very difficult. And there are 2 Valkyries here now, so I really don't think the Muta's going to do too much. They're actually going to pick off the factory.
Yeah, Gargoyle's actually moving out at the perfect time here. He has a decent amount of bio, and Ty2 doesn't really have all that many Hydros yet. And look at the damage from the Valkyries. It doesn't actually do all that much, but it is enough to drive the Muteless back.
Indeed it is, and now the Marines are moving out here. About a 15 supply lead for our play. He's forcing a lot of Sunkens out from Ty2. There's a scan. He sees the timing. Can he get hit before the Sunkens are finished? The creeps are finishing. The Sunkens are morphing. Sunkens morph very quickly from creeps, but he has a few seconds if he runs in. Is he going to commit? There's the stem. He really wants to go in. There was an Evo, I think, canceled at the front, but no, there's the move back because the medics were not in place. Uh-oh.
Oh, no. Ooh, he nearly lost both his Valkyries for completely free there, and that's not the best position to be in. He's still adding Valkyries on now. Doesn't have his 3rd base coming up, and his barracks were actually idle there for a good 10 seconds. So being taxed a little bit in the multitask, it is hard to move this buy around and the Valkyries as well as build back at home. So our play showing that he's doing pretty well so far. He's not going to be able to do too much damage though, but he has stopped himself getting harassed, which is pretty much the main story here.
Indeed it is, and it looks like he's just going to chill on this middle ridge for the time being, but the Mutas and Scourge are trying to pick off reinforcements, it looks like, and to try and cut off the path between the bases. And wait, where's he actually going? Okay, it looks like he saw this random Marine heading to the 12 o'clock, gonna pick that off. He doesn't actually want to quite engage just yet, it seems. Just gonna fly around and do what he can. Meanwhile, the main Marine Valkyrie force is actually coming in to intercept. The Scourge are gonna get stopped by the Marines, and the Mutas have to be so careful with 3 Valkyries on the field.
Oh.
But the Scourge interception. What is going on? They're just AFK Valkyries. What the heck?
Yeah, Valkyries, they're so expensive, and he's going to lose another one here as well. The Mutas have taken a lot of damage, so he's going to be forced to retreat. They're going to be AWOL from any fight for the time being, at least. It's a bit too dangerous for him to jump back in, but he's actually going after the Valkyrie. Can he get it? No. No, he can't. He just misses out by one volley.
Oh man, bit unfortunate. By the way, did you know that Valkyries have 2 base armor? That's kind of interesting. I didn't know that. Anyway, looks like I think we've switched into vessel production now. Actually, our plane made 1 dropship first. He can drop, but he needs the Valkyrie to actually escort the drop. Actually, if he moves down a bit, he can drop across. Wait, what? Okay, no, he's going back in this way. He almost just flew straight into the Mutas.
Lings tried to counterattack the 3rd base, but it doesn't actually exist yet. And I mean, these Mutas are so bruised, he can actually just drop Marines without any medics, but look at this. Lurkers and Lings are going to come in and clean this up, and the Valkyrie does go down. Gargoyle, I think, has just lost way too much of his powerful units. He has no medics up here with his Marines.
Oh man, that is...
they were in the dropship. There we go.
The first drop was 8 Marines that stemmed with no medic though, so they were kind of a little bit extra injured there. Meanwhile, the 4th base is halfway done now for Ty2. No signs of a 3rd yet. Actually, no, there's the sign of a 3rd. The command center building in the main base of Gargoyle. He is going to float it out to his front natural expansion. He's basically gone into kind of a normalish normalish Terran here with, you know, double port. I was going to say SK Terran, but he's actually got a factory making siege tanks, so it's not quite SK Terran. But he does have the double ports making science vessels, 4 barracks pumping siege tanks out of that factory, and that's going to be a pretty strong attack now. The Defilers are out. I don't know if they have consumed yet, though. They don't seem to be eating anything.
Yeah, the only scary thing for our player is he hasn't actually added enough barracks. Like, if he does want to go for this biostyle, he's actually adding on another engineering bay, and he doesn't have the production to really support this, especially with the Defilers coming out now. Consume has finally finished. He did just eat 2 lings, and he's not going to be able to do too much damage here.
Well,
he might get this 4th base though.
Yeah, the hatchery's gonna fall. There was another drop, by the way, at the top left, but it looked like it didn't really do anything and got cleaned up straight away. Meanwhile, Irradiate on the Defiler. It's gonna get close enough to do a Dark Swarm, though. Can he save his Science Vessel? Yes, he will. Only takes a single Scourge, and he needs to move back out of the Swarm, though the tanks are not moving back. The Siege tanks are gonna be sacked there onto the Dark Swarm. Was paying too much attention to the Science Vessel, I think. Didn't save his 2 Siege tanks, which are, you know, potentially almost as important as the Science Vessel. Meanwhile, he's actually built a refinery with no command center. That just looks very funny.
Yeah, the command center is only now floating out, and he's actually he's pretty much blocking his ramp right now. He's made so many fire bats again. He has about 8 fire bats, I think, with his barracks, so he's going to be completely immune to link counterattack. But he's actually going to try and break in against all of these Sunkens with only 4 medics. And he loses a load of Marines, pretty much for free.
Yeah, that was an interesting little attack there. I'm pretty sure he knew he couldn't break it, but maybe just wanted to scare Ty2 a little bit, kill a few units. Finally, the front natural.
I think he's going for a double drop, but there's an Overlord that's going to scout this. And I think there's a load of Ling. Yeah, look at this. He's actually got a Defiler with a load of Lings and a Lurker in his main base to defend against any possible drops. Outplay does go for a scan to see where he can drop there. He looks like he's going for the top left, but no, he pulls back cleverly. The Scourge move in, and he at least does save his units.
Yeah, really good vision there from Ty2. Knows what the danger is. He's rebuilding the bottom left with some units to actually defend, and it looks like we're just going to a longer game. But another double drop loading up in the main base. He has 4 dropships kicks. That's a lot of dropships. He's going for the bottom left base now. And we'll have to see how it pays off. The thing is, if the drops work, they can do a ton of damage. But if they don't, you've basically wasted your starport build time making dropships instead of science vessels. And you know,
he used the D-Matrix. That's a clever move. Is he going to be able to bait the Scourge? It looks like the Scourge turn around and go for the other dropship. Doesn't get the bait off. And oh my god, everything just gets plagued as soon as it comes out as well.
Wait, that wasn't even full, but the double drop at the bottom left kicks. It's going on at the same time. There were Scourge there, but they were not in position. Mutiling coming in, but that's a lot of fire bats and only 1 medic, and they are going to roast everything. Flame on at the bottom left. The D-Matrix dropship still chilling, and it looks like Outplay will be able to yet again kill this hatchery. 1 poor medic struggling to heal all of the crazy dudes stimming around her.
Yeah, that medic, she's getting an Iron Frost when she comes home. She's putting in a lot of work. Red Cross, I guess, would be a better one. Good use, but once again, another big swarm, but it doesn't matter, there's so many fire bats.
The Marines have been abandoned. The fire bats are just piecing out, roasting everything. Though it looks like they do get taken down. A random Ultralisk pops out at the same time. But look at this, the good old 4 Marine timing at the top of the map. Although the Cracklings will be able to clean those guys up. These are 2-1 Cracklings, by the way, against just the 2-0 of the Marines. The Terran actually falling behind in upgrades. That usually doesn't happen. Although given this opening, it wasn't a fast +1 opening here. It was actually a tech opening. So maybe it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's 2-1 now. His armor just finished as I went to look at the engineering bays, and he has started. Well, actually, his other engineering bay isn't getting the upgrade. Only now getting it. I think he was a little bit low on gas. He's got 3 guys in all of his geysers, I believe, so his gas should be fine. Looks like he's going to try and add on. He's actually added on another dropship, I think.
Oh man, meanwhile, a cancel forced at the 12 o'clock position and some more random skirmishes going on. The Vultures of the Mine starting to be laid here, but actually I just noticed the supply count is very, very close, which usually means that the Zerg is in a good position, although technically it's even bases right now. Actually, I see a base at the top right for Outplay. Yeah, his fourth base has actually finished, and Ty2 hasn't even restarted making his own fourth, so Outplay is actually going to be ahead on the economy right now, and here comes the triple drop into the main base. Is this one going to work out?
Not too sure. There is quite a few Scourge. Can they snipe the dropships? And it looks like Outplay hasn't swapped his medics very well in the dropships either. So, I mean, it looks like the Scourge should be able to intercept.
Oh, gonna do the unload. Boom. Nice catch there by Ty2. And the Ultraling are moving into the natural. Outplay suddenly dropping behind. Almost 30 supply here from being even.
Yeah, there's only actually one tank back defending it. Doesn't even have siege mode yet.
Oh my god, the Crackling's going in. The top right base, by the way, is finished, but he's only mining with one guy on the gas, and that is it. So Crackling and the Ultra is going crazy in the mineral line of the Terran. The rest of the Terran army is coming back, but they're going to get intercepted by the stream of Cracklings in the middle of the map, it seems. There's the Irradiate. 4 kills on the Zergling, and here we go.
Mind drag. Can he mind drag? No, he can't. He's just away a little bit too far from blowing up all of the Terran's forces there. But this Ultraling in the main is doing so much damage.
Oh man, Ty2 looks like after defending those drops so well, having such good vision, is finally going to break through the Terran base. The remnants of the Terran army are coming back, but look at the minimap, they're going to get sandwiched by a whole bunch of Cracklings.
Yeah, and there's actually an Ultralisk, the one that was irradiated before, is wailing down on this command center. One Ultralisk in the main did get a tank to 2 health given the smash from the other tank as well, but does go down. So the tank does survive. And Outplay isn't in a terrible position. He is way behind in upgrades, so the Ultra's 4 armor has finished. So he's going to need to make sure that he can start building up his army. This is the time when you realize why the mech switch is so strong. With the Ultraling, it's going to be so hard for Outplay to even do any damage with Swarm out on the field as well.
Yeah, although it looks like Ty2 is mainly just relying on the brute force of the Ultraling with no Defilers to back them up, and it's kind of working, although Siege Mode is now finished. Nice Irradiate on the center Ultralix. He's actually irradiating his poor little Zergling buddies, but the bottom left fourth base has finally been reclaimed, and Ty2 actually also expanding to the top left base that was the staging point of those drops for a very long time in this game, but it's looking like Ty2 still in the commanding lead, I would say. And look at this, the back expo for our play is mined out, the main is mined out. Gargoyle, our play, is only mining on his natural expansion, and some Scourge gonna come in here and boom, grab a vessel.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of tanks here, but look at this, the Swarm does go down. The Marines are entirely useless, actually irradiating an Ultras there, killing all of his Marines, and GG.
Wow, Ty2 with this nice win here in game number 2 means that we are going to a third and deciding game here in the round of 16 between Gargoyle and Ty2. These guys are both pretty heavy hitters here, meeting up in the round of 16. And spawning at the bottom right position here in game number 3, we are going to have Ty2 as the white Zerg.
Then over here in the bottom left, we do have the brown Terran Outplay.
Indeed, we will. One apiece here. Horizontal spawns on Circuit Breaker means, well, I guess it's not as bad as in TVP, where I absolutely despise these spawn locations. But it still means you can kind of like push along the bottom of the map. You don't actually have to go through the middle of the map in order to attack your opponent. Although in TvZ, very often you would go for the Zerg's third anyway, so maybe that actually doesn't matter too much.
Yeah, also in TvZ as well, you try and push through the bottom, and then suddenly a lot of Lurkerling just backstab you entirely, and then you die. So it's very dangerous to take that bottom location. And also, if Ty2 does choose to go for Lurkers, there is that ramp in the bottom as well that you can just defend with the Lurkers. It's going to make it really hard to push through.
Right.
But so far, I mean, Ty2 hasn't gone for his patented Lurker builds just yet. He's not been overly aggressive.
That's actually a really good point. Ty2 is the one who was always going Lurkers, so I guess he's been practicing his Mutamicro a little bit, just trying to do the more standard openings, going for another one of his earlier drone scouts to prepare for his 12 patch. It's almost certainly going to go cross map here. That's the usual drone scouting direction. And
I think,
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think our play may actually be going into possibly two-port race.
Yep. I think you are 100% on the money there. This kind of wall usually is completed by a factory on the right side of the barracks. And then, as Kick said, followed by the two-port Wraith. Maybe our play doesn't want to play another long game against Ty2, just going for the quick win, but he is going to get scouted here. Actually, the drone didn't go cross-map. It went to the middle to look for proxy barracks, and then it came to the bottom left.
And he's not added his gas yet either, so I mean, this may just be... Maybe this is just insurance against the Ling Burst. You would definitely need the gas to go two-port Wraith from here, so we could just see him doing a 1 Rex expand, actually.
Very interesting. Going for the forward...
Oh yeah, that's cute. He's walling in with the CC. I don't think it's link tight though.
Oh, I see. That is
Looks
indeed very cute.
Gargoyle was trying to be really clever and actually micro down the drone, but Ty2's drone micro is actually pretty good. He avoided most of the attacks, used that extra 1 range the drone has to nearly kill the scouting SCV, and now the scouting SCV isn't going to really be able to achieve too much as soon as the Lings are out.
Yes, indeed. 3 hits away from death, but he is at least going to see the natural, possibly. Yeah, he's going to see the 3rd hatchery as well. The spawning pool not quite done, so he's going to see it's a 3-hatch build from Ty2. And we see the 2nd barracks straight away. So 1 Rax expand into 2 Rax Academy here, presumably, from a Gargoyle, playing the older style strategies, not going for the newfangled +1 shenanigans. Although I say new, it's like many years old at this point. But Gargoyle is a very old school player, I believe.
Yeah, Gargoyle's been around forever. He's only just now recently come back for tournaments, I think, as well, so kind of crazy to see him back.
Yep. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright, and there indeed is the Academy.
Yeah, the one thing I would like to point out is actually building his CC in the main, while that was cute to defend against some kind of crazy Ling all-in, it actually does give him a slight disadvantage moving forward. He's actually adding a supply depot at the bottom of his ramp. Fairly normal. I mean, he is ever so slightly behind on the economy. He actually overflew his command center, flew that a little bit too far, only now just landing it.
Yep, but gonna get the transfer down at a pretty decent time. And I like this depot positioning, just, you know, making sure to help block the block any potential Ling run by into the ramp, just making a nice little line. That's a pretty cute little diagonal of Marines there as well. It's looks like a pretty straight line to me. Doing some freehand geometry there with his Marines. But in the meantime, we're just gonna wait for this layer to finish, wait for the mutas to come out before you see anything. Random Overlord just chilling at the 12 o'clock. Presumably just going to be used to stack those Mutalisks. And we're just going to have to wait for the mutas to come out to really see any action, unless our play decides to go for some kind of early aggression.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Ty2 actually going for 3-hatch muta again. I guess he wants to get away from the image that he is just completely unorthodox, because eventually people will start reacting to that and just blind countering him.
Yep.
So by showing that he is able to play these more standard builds, it gives him most certainly a good mental advantage going into the tournaments, being able to throw his opponents off when he needs to.
Yeah, that's it's definitely a good idea, especially since so many games from tournaments nowadays are being casted. You know, it's much easier to see the kinds of builds that your opponents are playing. And you know, players can get that reputation a lot quicker. Meanwhile, though, nice hiding these things on the high ground. The Marines wouldn't have vision up here unless they actually walked up there. So potential flag coming in here. SEV maybe going to lead the charge. SEVs can actually tank extra hits compared to the Marines. But here we go. Is he actually going to commit to this? Does he realize there's things on the flank? He's actually moving back. He actually sees this here.
He also, I think he moved back because he saw just how many Lings were in the natural. I mean, it looks like the Lings are going to be able to clean up most of these Marines. The Marines try and dash behind the minerals, but he's going to lose with his medics as well.
Oh man, our play, a good attempt to run behind the minerals to make it harder for the Lings to attack. The problem is, he ran away from his medics, so the medics couldn't heal him anymore as well. And he rallied a few more units forward, but he's like, wait a minute, I just lost all my units. Alright, let's peace out of here. And look at that, Ty2, defending it purely with Zerglings, not having to make any additional Sunkens is really, really nice for him. Going forward here, and he can still, you know, poke around with the Zerglings. There's actually nothing here at the natural almost.
Yeah, the other thing is, Alplay is actually in a really bad position right now. He's going for the +1/5 racks. Now, the reason why that build is so strong is because you have such a large Marine medic force when the Mutalists come out, but he lost most of it there, so he's not going to have nearly as much of a scary army, and Ty2 will be able to react accordingly.
Oh man, Ty2 making a mistake there. I think if he had attacked, he could have just traded away those Marines. Now he's moving back in. But losing half his Zerglings there for nothing, but he is now making his 9 Mutalisks. He's making his Hydra down. Where's the drone to make the 3rd, though? I don't see any drone moving out to the top right just yet. One nice thing about being spawning close positions with Terran is you can take a far away main as your 3rd that forces the Terran to go cross map. But again, no drone moving out yet. In fact, the Marines are moving out. Here are the Mutas. Are they going to be able to pick off these stragglers as they move across? Does he actually realize that they left? He saw the medic leaving, so he realizes actually the Marines are out on the map. He's going to try and micro them down.
Yeah, so he forced the sim, gets back. There's actually no turrets though. There's no defense back at home. He's trying to build a bunker, and there is one Marine which has now gone down. And Ty2 could do an incredible amount of damage here to the mineral line, but look at this. Alplay not being phased by this is going to send his Marine medic straight across the map, and it's going to force Ty2 to retreat.
Yeah, still only a single Sunken back there. He needs the Mutaling to actually stop this. He's actually a little bit far away from the Sunken. 2 more Mutas are coming out here. He needs everything to come in at the same time, preferably with the Sunken still alive. The Sunken's still alive! He didn't finish off the Sunken, and a massacre at the front of Ty2's base. Gargoyle's forces get absolutely decimated. I don't think he even killed a single Mutalisk.
Yeah, weirdly enough as well, where his multitask was a little bit taxed there on Gargoyle's side, he's not actually added his turrets yet. They are going to finish likely just before the Mutalisks get there. He could have added them ever so slightly earlier. But once again, the power of his bio play is completely gone. He's lost way too many armies.
Mutaling's gonna run past the natural, he's gonna run into the mains. More medics than Marines here. Every Marine has a personal medic, but now the Marines are all dead. There were only 5 of them, and the Mutas and Lings running amok in the barracks, in the production facilities of our play, taking down the only turret protecting his production facilities. Marines coming out of the bunker to try and bait these Zerglings down. It's gonna work a little bit, but no, there they go. Only medics running around trying to figure out what they can heal. GG! And Ty2 with the 2-1 victory over our play. Ty2 1 makes it to the round of 8.